lot of things been on my mind lately. A lot of things I've been ruminating and contemplating. A lot of things have been stolen and taken by Satan. A lot of things I don't know about, I'm just trying to make it, but he can't faze me. Forget the 10, my Lord God made me.
Hey, welcome to the Growth Environment Podcast. I'm your host, Josue Ibarra. If you're new, this is a podcast that's dedicated to your personal and business growth. Here we post every Monday and Wednesdays. We have two segments. Again, Monday, it's our segment Monday Message. And this is where you hear messages from me that focuses on your personal growth. And then on Wednesdays, we have our what I call Wednesday's Word from the Wise. This is where I sit down with business owners that give us good tips and insights and tricks to starting a business, to running a business, getting over the fears, and just implementing those awesome strategies into your business or your personal life. Now, today, our guest is going to be fantastic. You guys are really going to enjoy him. He's a long life friend of mine. Grew up knowing him and is a good man, and he's still a great man. And his name is DJ Harris. Now, it's awesome because what's unique about it, his name actually matches up with his profession. He's a DJ, and he does a great job mixing, has a whole community that he works with of different DJs under him. So just a man full of insight, man full of wisdom, and I know there's a lot we get to learn from him. So stay tuned as we connect you with DJ. Well, here we are back on the Growth Environment, and this is our segment we call Wednesday's Word from the Wise. I'm so honored to have just a long life friend, someone that's known me since the Baby Josh days. I don't even get called Baby Josh anymore, man.
Wow.
Actually, there's still some out there. They slip it in. Ever since I became pastor, now they are like, Pastor Baby Josh. Does that like work with that? But no, man. I have DJ here with me, Harris, and man, I'll just say this: just what an inspiration you are to me. That you've been in my life growing up. I know sometimes we don't realize the impact that we make on people, but you've always been just a joyful person to be around, always been full of love, and I just appreciate that about you, DJ. DJ's pushed me in some things. We won't share it out. We don't gotta air it out. Maybe we will. We'll see. You gotta stay tuned.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, DJ, I just appreciate you, brother. You're awesome, and what your business does is amazing. So for those who are new guys, again, we have conversations with people who are business owners that have been out there doing it. You don't have to do it on your own. This is something that, we get to learn from people. And so that's what we're going to do today is learn from DJ. So DJ, how ironic that your name is DJ and the business that you do is some DJing. So
exactly.
How did it all? Just give us a little background on it, and just tell us about your business and the name and everything.
So my business is Unlimited Entertainment Arizona, and we offer DJing services, photo booth, and photography. So kind of started. I made it a business around 4 years ago, but before that, I just loved to watch people celebrate milestones, and I love playing music for people, and and I just wanted to find a way to make myself a part of that, because I love when people celebrate things and celebrate God and help churches and things like that. So that's how it kind of started, and it developed into an LLC, and people started jumping on board, and and people are working with me now, and it's kind of a different thing, but I really, really enjoy it. It's something that I didn't think was going to become that. When I started, it was all me. It was just me, so to see where it's developed into is pretty amazing.
That's amazing. So, how did that all come about? Did you immediately in high school decide, hey, I want to be a DJ, or did it, other events kind of happen that led to this?
So, no, in high school, no, I did not think I was going to be a DJ, and that was far from my mind. But I did know I was going to be a business owner. I just didn't know what kind of business owner.
Okay.
But DJing actually started when I went to church. I went to church, and I learned, and the pastor asked me to do sound. I think you might know him.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, he asked me to do sound, and that's literally where it started. I didn't think about DJing, didn't think about playing music, didn't think about learning sound, didn't think about anything that had to do with audio engineering. Yeah. I didn't think about any of that stuff until that moment. And I learned it. It came easy. It was fun. And that was the moment I realized that I enjoyed not just playing music for others, but watching people enjoy music. And I was like, the only people that get to see that on a day-to-day basis is a DJ.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's unique because, the sound too, it's so important because you can have like, sure, I can have a music on my playlist on my phone, but it's like it sounds funky and it doesn't sound all clear. But to have clear sounding music is just amazing. And just to be able to see the atmosphere, because music changes people, man. Like it just gets people involved. It gets people to step out of their comfort zone and just, I don't know. We just have fun with music.
Yes, we do. When you play the right song, it could take you back to a memory.
Yep.
Yeah, it could be a past memory, a good memory, and then there's other things where music just makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
And that's what, and God even loved it so much, he created somebody just to make music.
Right. And it's awesome, man, because it's a special thing that we get to enjoy. It's memorable, and it's something that breaks the ice around us. It adds, emotion to what we do. It gives a feeling to who we are. And that's really unique. So, you were pushed into the soundboard because I know who asked you to be a part. So it wasn't like a nice invite, but it's a push.
Yeah.
And that's unique. So for those that are listening, I want you to, just take a minute because, oftentimes we may think if I want to start something or start a business or start out like a side hustle, we look in our repertoire of life and say, what do I have to offer? And for you, it's just, I was doing sound at church and look at this beautiful thing that it morphed into where now you're a business owner that is doing DJing. And the unique thing about your business too, DJ, is you have overcome a lot of the humps that self-employed people do, and you're not doing all of it. Like you have other DJs that support with you, that work with you, that you contract out or that you work out, and that's amazing. So like how did that morph about? Because obviously it wasn't just started with just you, but now you're morphing into other DJs joining you and running that. How did that come about?
That happened because my first year doing it, I did the whole first year and I was turning business away. I just couldn't keep up. The most I did was I did 16 gigs in 1 month.
Wow.
I was exhausted. I don't advise that. I mean, do what you need to do, but I was just tired. I just knew I couldn't do it anymore by myself. So I just asked I asked my cousin if he wanted to help, and he decided to help. And then my brother jumped on board, and now I got other DJs that just want to just be a part. And kind of built a little bit of a DJ community here. I didn't build it. It was already existing. But, we throw gigs to each other when we can't find it, just contract. Like, hey, I got this person. We know you can handle it. Take over. There's a few big DJs that's handed me things that's been doing it longer than me.
Wow.
So, I just appreciate all those DJs out there that are sharing it like that. And, yeah, it's pretty amazing, to have that much business to where you can help people. Yeah. Other people, I've heard one of the DJs I worked with bought himself a car, a brand new car because of the side money he was making on just DJing. So, it's just pretty awesome.
Wow. That's amazing. What are some of the challenges that it took to start doing this?
To start, the challenges it took to start. Other than just doing it, the funding of it wasn't as difficult as it was because I actually had somebody help me do all the LLC and everything properly. Yeah. So to be able to get the funding to start wasn't that bad. But it was more like getting gigs. Because nobody knows you other than the people that knows you. So I thought, social media was going to be my big boom, put it on social media. Everybody's going to come out, you know what I mean? Like no, it's just not it. Basically just looking for somebody to give you that shot. Yeah. And somebody gave me that shot and then it just spread like wildfire, word of mouth. Like, wow. There was 1 year I even paid for social media. I spent a ton of money on social media and I got hardly anything out of it.
Wow.
So it was all mainly like word of mouth, just showing up, doing the services, making sure you're doing a great service. Yeah. Going the extra mile, even if it takes starting to work on that service days, weeks before, just deliver a great service. And that was the hardest thing to start, was just to build the clientele, and build it from literally nothing. Nobody knew you as a DJ. Yeah. So.
Now you're being recognized for this. And so there's something that you said that I really like that, and we say this too, DJ, like in the Christian world, A lot of times Christian business owners, they want to put a fish sticker on to represent that, man, hey, I'm a believer. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the real representation of Christ is just working with excellence.
Yes.
And it's just doing excellence, providing an excellent service. I really want to highlight that out, because you just providing excellent service, that's the witness itself there. Because I know a lot of our listeners are, believers, and, they trust in the Lord. For those who are not, that's okay. We're not trying to shove anything down you. But listen to the growth environment toolbox, your framework, and we break this down with why, we talk so much about the Lord. But in this, you provided excellent service, you've noticed a change or a lot of word of mouth. What were some of those things that you did, or was it kind of organic of getting people to be willing to spread out, hey, I'm a DJ, or man, DJ, he does really good DJ service. How did that work out?
So yeah, it was organic. I did hand out my business card. I showed up to there was a food truck Friday thing that one of the business owners was putting on.
Okay.
I got invited to that, handed out my business card to business owners. And, because they run and they see a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. So I figure if I provide an excellent service to them, they're already talking.
Yeah.
If they know somebody, they hear somebody, they might put my name in there.
Right.
So that was kind of my strategy with that.
Oh, come on.
And that was just my goal. Once I got my business card out there, now it was time to provide the excellent service, and that's all I did. And then with that, I remember I would be up 2 weeks before the event, practicing DJing like I'm at the event.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I just wanted to make sure everything was great for them. They didn't have to worry about anything or anything like that. So I just strive to go the extra mile and make sure I get it done correctly.
That's amazing. Now, working with other DJs, I imagine and I have no idea. You can look at me. I don't look like a DJ. But man, how's it been to work with other people? And I know some of it's family, but just, what's your advice on that? Working with family and working with friends. And I mean, because it's still a business that you got to run.
Yeah, still a business.
You still got to make sure everything's taken care of on that end. But a lot of times you hear people that would say, "Man, I caution against that," or "Don't do that." And this, you're talking with someone who's, I literally work with my dad, right? So
Right.
I know it can be done,
Right.
But what are some of the guideline tips that you would give people that decide to go in with their friends or family?
Just make sure that you are doing everything on your part, contract wise, not only to protect yourself, but them. Just make sure that you're handling that and make sure that there's a clear line, and appropriate properly with respect on both ends, and and it will be fine. There's a lot of people that like to blur the lines, and, they don't really understand what goes along with it.
Yeah.
All right, but as long as you set that line clearly from the beginning, I think anything can be done as far as family within business, right? If you don't set that, and that's when things kind of get a little in trouble.
Yeah.
But it is definitely possible. Friends, family, but working with other DJs, I've had a lot of great experiences. A lot of DJs approach it differently than me. It doesn't make it wrong. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I actually like that it's different because it just shows that there's multiple avenues to create an successful event.
Yeah.
It helped me grow.
Come on.
So I can approach weddings differently, anniversaries, backyard parties, just different little tricks and trades, things like that, just by working with other DJs, so
Wow.
It was a great experience, and just by working with older DJs, you can get away with certain different things depending on where you are,
Yeah.
Don't learn those tricks by not doing them or being with somebody that's not experienced. So, yes, it's been a great tour.
See, that's something that I love about your hard DJ is that you have just the ability to work with people. You're not, the type of, sometimes when people think of business owner or, hey, I'm self-employed or, doing my thing, sometimes people think of real cutthroat or just man, I just got to get my own, I got to get mine. But just the fact that you have, a community of DJs that you associate yourself with and that you're friendly with, that you trade ideas with, that you share information and learn from. Where did that come from? Because I don't, that's not always the case with people. Sometimes people are very, selfish and
closed off.
Closed off, yeah.
Yeah. I guess if I had to think about it, it was when I was a lot younger. I was always wondering why. When I was in high school, like, why don't we have certain information and things? Why aren't they teaching us how to do this? Why isn't it available to everybody? Why don't I know how to write a budget in high school? Like, things like that. Like, so I was just always wondering why, and I was just, going to church where I went to church, it was the same thing. Like, why are you hoarding the information when you don't need to? If it's going to benefit other people, then there should be plenty to go around. Yeah. So that's just the way I've always looked at it. And so any information I get, I try to help the fellow business owner or whoever wants to learn. I've helped a few business owners here start their own websites and things like that. So it's just, working as a DJ or as a IT technician, different things like that, but that's where it comes from, just wanting to be a help. Ultimately under God, we're all servants anyway. So I'm helping. My goal is to help them, whatever God needs them to help do.
Right. Yeah, I found, DJ, man, the more that you're willing to, keep your hands open and be willing to help, the more accessible you are to things. Because you can't receive anything hands crossed off. You have to be open. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, if you're able to help someone else out, in return, it's going to come back to you. It's just a spiritual principle that's just bound to happen. Like, it is going to come back to you. So giving, it seems opposite that you're not getting, but in reality, you're creating room for yourself to receive. Yeah. And, there's a lot of things that we get in life. There are good things, and then there are things that are bad, but I think it's just our perspective and how we allow that to shape us. And so it leads me to this question, DJ, like, how has failure shaped you? And I kind of want to add a little more to that. I know that's kind of a deep question, right? A little deep. Don't worry, we'll soften it up here in a minute too, because I have some DJ questions I gotta learn from you. Okay. But often failure happens to people and it shapes them. It can shape them for the positive. It can shape them for the good. Like an example, it's like someone gets in a relationship and ends up bad. So now, all girls are the same, man. They're terrible. Well, no, that's a failure that kind of shaped you and shaped that perspective. But then there are failures that happen that, I like a John Maxwell, he'll say it like this: sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Yeah. You don't lose, you learn. And it's a learning opportunity. So it's like, what did I learn from that situation? So I guess stepping into business, obviously it's not all rainbows. It's not always the easy path. It is challenging. You own it. You feel it. What are some of the things that maybe have failed or missed that has shaped you, or, that you learned from?
Something that I missed. That's a great question. There's so many of them.
Hey, quick interruption to the growth environment. This is to my business owners and side hustlers out there. If you are needing assistance with your monthly bookkeeping, or, man, you need someone to help you get caught up to speed because you've kind of been neglecting the financial tracking, well, I want to introduce you to my wife and I's business called Trubooks LLC. This is bookkeeping you can trust. We've been helping different businesses across the states by supporting them with their monthly bookkeeping. So that's something that you're needing assistance with. We'd love to be that support to you. And hey, I want to offer you 30% off the first month by just connecting with us, and just because you're a listener of the Growth Environment. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and email us at info@trubooks.net, and you can just say, hey, Josue, send me from the Growth Environment podcast, and we'll get you that 30% discount for your first month. Anyways, back to the show.
Problem. I know, like, for me, some of the things that I failed at, especially in the podcasting world, I've podcast, here and there, and I've done well. I've really enjoyed it, but there are things that I've missed where it's like, I'm not providing anything beyond this podcast, where I've learned, like, man, there's more that we need to provide. There are things that, you need to go a little deeper in with others, or questions that you just need to ask just to really put yourself out there. And so that's some of the things that, I've been challenged with to overcome of like, man, I want to provide more. And that's why I'm excited about Side Hustle Academy, LLC. We're going to be providing more content and more things out there. But yeah.
Okay. So I guess if I was really thinking about it, I guess in the business world, anything that I may have failed at, man, that's a great question. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I guess developing people more.
Yeah.
Like if I really thought about it, it'd be more developing people more and like not just DJing, but developing, them into whatever niche they want.
Yeah.
As far as like photography is one, photo booth is another one, or even just being on the technical side of all of that, because all that is a technical side to all of that stuff as well.
Right.
So I know that I am supposed to help develop people into doing stuff like that, you know. So I know I failed on that, and trying to bounce back from that is consulting with God and finding a new way to approach it, because I know like part of the technical thing of that is I'm trying to build more services that will help and benefit churches.
Yeah.
And I know that's on my heart. So in order to do that, I have to develop people to do it with me.
Right.
So
Come on.
yeah. So in order to do that, I got to spend time in that area.
Yeah.
I got to carve out time for that.
Yeah.
So I know that's one of the things I failed at in the past, is not making the proper time to do that. So time management, I guess, is one of the things that I need to really hone in on and make a priority.
Wow. Well, man, I thank you for your humility to share that out there. I know it's not an easy question at times, but it's one of those things that, man, if we're comfortable with seeing it, I like to view it like this. Failure isn't anything that's has to speak against you. It's just something that you look at. It's just data. It's information that I'm looking at. Now, the next thing is like, well, what do I do with the data? As I'm bringing this out, it's like, okay, there's something I'm not, hitting the mark with. How do I adjust then? Yeah. So I totally understand with the management of time. I've been in this after getting married, and man, when you get married, oh my gosh, you have a friendly reminder on your side that's reminding you of amazing things. But I remember one time, DJ, I love going to the gym in the morning, man. It's when I was in Colorado, I just enjoyed going. Yeah. And I remember one time, my wife, she likes snuggling in the morning. Yeah. And I remember one time I was telling her, "Oh, babe, I'm trying to get A, B, and C done, and if I'm here, I'm not able to, get these things done." And then she pointed out, well, when you go to the restroom, you kind of sit there for a while and you're scrolling. I'm like, oh, man. I couldn't even be upset because it's just like, man, thank you for pointing that out. You know what? I didn't even realize I catch myself doing that. Yeah. So thank you. Like, right. So failure or like mess-ups are it's just data, but then it's like we just get to observe that and it's like make the decision. What am I going to do to adjust that or move that? So that's amazing. I think investing in people are one of the biggest things that are so important. It's what I loved about jobs that I've worked at that took time to not only invest in me for the company's sake, but also invest in me for my own personal development. There's a good old story of a CEO and a CFO arguing with each other because the CEO wanted to invest in his employees and the CFO is saying, that's a lot of money that you're putting into them. She's like, what if you invest in them and they leave? The CEO responds, he's like, what if I don't and they stay?
Exactly. So
that's amazing, man. I know your heart, like I said, just being around you, interacting with you, you naturally spit wisdom. You naturally, share encouragement. Like you're an encourager, man. That since I don't know if that's changed. I'm looking at his girl. I don't know if that's changed or not. But I imagine he's still that encourager, still that just person to be around. So I know you do that more naturally than you realize, DJ. Yeah. But
thank you for that.
Man, I kind of want to switch the subject a little bit here because you are a DJ, and so help us out. For us who just we're putting song on the Bluetooth speaker and we're playing things out. What's the proper way to get people engaged into the dance floor when no one's engaged? Does it have to do with the music? Does it have to do with the MC behind it? Like, how do you shift that focus, man?
So it really is a combination of both, right? If it's really calm and really still and you really want to switch it up from dinner mode to dancing mode, you got to do something that's going to get them out of their chair on purpose, whether it be loud music or whether it be, saying a little something, or whether it be gathering everybody on the floor to take a picture.
Okay.
And then you drop a dancing song, like something that everyone knows, like Cupid Shuffle. Like even, the people that are not prone to dancing, they know how to do that dance.
Okay.
And then you just keep the levels up from there.
Okay.
You just keep the same beat mixing there as far as like matching the tone of it. Don't go down until you want them to take a break, So, and then that's how you just keep them up from there. And then if you're able to lose them, you're able to get them back the same way.
Wow. Nice. I love that idea of just, hey, let's get a photo together and then drop the music. Man, that's fantastic. That's amazing. What advice, man, for people that are wanting to step out and do, their thing and they've kind of been hesitant, what advice would you give someone that's just dealing with that right now?
Dealing with that, if you've been thinking about it and it's been on your heart and you're passionate about it, go for it. It's worth the risk. Because you're right there, you're passionate about it, it's been on your heart, the only thing you need to do now is just do it, go do it. Because when it gets hard and you go through every single emotion, you're not going to quit. Your passion is going to see you through.
Yeah.
So just continue to go, continue to work, continue to strive. And I'm not telling you to quit your day job, but but I am telling you to take the risk, and in life, period, you got to take the risk in order to fly. I like the way that Steve Harvey said it. If you don't jump off the ledge, you're never gonna know if you can fly like an eagle. And you might fall, you might scrape yourself, you might mess up a few times, but eventually you're gonna fly. So yeah, if you've been thinking about it, you've been pondering, you can't get it out of your mind, you wake up thinking about it, that means the passion is there, and you need to just take the risk and go do it.
Come on. Now that same person is there, and he's saying, man, that was real good, DJ. Thank you. And the follow-up question that they ask is just, what is something that I need to be aware of before stepping into this that I should know before I go?
A lot of people out there will tell you to go and start your own business so you can make your own hours. Don't believe that. I will tell you right now that you will work more than you've ever worked before.
Yeah.
You don't quit at 5 o'clock like how you do now when your day job is over. You quit when the job is done. So whether it be 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 in the morning, that's when you're going to bed. Yeah. And that sounds bad, but it still motivates you to keep going. You find an energy and a love that wasn't there before, and it just grows and grows. And so yes, and don't believe them saying that you get to work your own hours and do what you want. There is some time where you could take time and go do things, but you're definitely working harder than you would in a corporate job.
That's powerful. There's a book I have on my list here. These are the books this year that I'm telling myself I've read these, but that I really want to focus on applying this year in 2025. But it's Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. And he talks about, that the ceramic cup was never meant for you. In other words, it's meant for the position that you carry. So like in business, the flexibility that you get, it's not really for you. It's for the people that you're serving.
Exactly.
And it's like there are times where it's like, man, this is my benefit. I get to enjoy it. That's good. But ultimately, a lot of that flexibility is for the sake of the people that you're serving.
Yes.
And that's amazing. I know you live that. I know you breathe that, DJ. Just any other words of advice that you would give to someone else that's standing into this business adventure that, man, you wish you would have heard when you first started? Which I know that probably take us another hour to talk about that, but just a couple of bullet points, man.
The things that I wish I would have heard. Go start it, whatever it is. Like I said, take the risk. Don't not take the risk, because and that's like the main thing for me, because where I came from, not everybody was telling us to take the risk and do that. They were telling us to be safe. Go get a job. Go do this, go do that. No, go take the risk. Because the regret is a much bigger if you don't do it. You know, you'll be regretting it, and you don't want that part. So definitely take the risk. Definitely go start your business. And if it fails, that's okay. Start again. You know, don't let failure, and like we talked about earlier, don't let failure stop you from doing anything. All it is an opportunity to learn. You know, and if you look at it that way, it's an opportunity you have. All right, you failed. What an opportunity you have to start something else.
Come on.
Oh, it didn't work. Great. What an opportunity you have to go a different direction.
All right.
It didn't help that person. Oh, what an opportunity you have to help somebody else help that person. Like, it's all like you said in the way that you look at it. So just things like that. I know I was told some of those things, but I wasn't told all of those things.
Yeah.
So just please, if you are considering something, go do it. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, and I love what you said earlier, and I want to dissect that a little more. Sorry, that preacher's getting in me. It's like one last thing.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Bro.
But no, this is really good because you mentioned, like, if you have a full-time job, we're not advocating, and I agree, like, just drop and go. Yeah. I get there are times where you burn the ships, but, like, you know, be responsible too.
Yes.
You know, so with that, you know, is that how you started out too? Like working your, you know, full-time job and then started doing some of this on the side, and then it kind of grew organically where it became more, or?
So yes, that's exactly right. I actually still work my corporate job. And awesome. I still do everything in the business and people working for the business and everything like that. I do have a stopping point that, you know, I've consulted with my lady and God and, you know, everything.
Hey, you salute the boss, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You let the lady have it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there is a goal that we have. You know, once we hit this point, then we'll let go of the corporate job. Wow. But until then, you know, I've heard it from Andrew Womack. You know, when he started his radio station, he said he was just done. Like, he stopped working, and it was hard for him and his wife and things like that. So I kind of took him on his word on that. Like, hey, don't do that.
Right.
Still chase your passion, still chase your purpose, but chase it, you know, with responsibility. And, you know, and keep that corporate position until it develops into what it's supposed to be. Yeah. And then when whatever business this is, it doesn't have to be like mine is entertainment. Somebody else's could be in like stock market or somewhere else, right? You know, so whatever business it is, make sure it develops there where you can walk away from it and you can handle all the responsibilities of that business and your personal life.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Well, thank you. DJ, just for people that are in the Pinal area, just tell us some information. How can we get connected? And if we want to book a DJ, we need a DJ, which I highly, guys, recommend you guys connect with DJ because he knows how to party. He knows how to share a good time and get everyone involved. And the new photo thing, I've been seeing this thing, man, like it flies around in a circle.
And, the 360 booth. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that what it's called? Man, that thing's sweet, man.
Yeah, it's wonderful, man. It captures a young crowd like you wouldn't believe.
Wow.
Like, they'll leave the dance floor, go to the 360 booth, and then once their favorite song comes back on, they'll leave the 360 booth, go back to the dance floor, like, and it's just that all night, back and forth. Like, that's wow. They completely love it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm telling you, DJ is prompt. He's punctual. He has a good time. He has good people. He has good DJs. You need to, if you're hosting an event and you're in the Pinal County area, I don't know, do you go beyond the Pinal County area?
Yeah, but we're extended all the way up to North Phoenix and to Southern Tucson. We handle all of that. So, wow. Yeah, we do quite a large range.
That's amazing. So if you're in Arizona, I'll just say it that way, man. Connect with DJ. How can they connect with you? And just
UnlimitedEntertainmentArizona.com and Unlimited Entertainment Arizona for all social medias, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Add us there. There's a book me button, and there's also a link tree option. And you can find us, email me personally, Donald at Unlimited Entertainment Arizona, and we will be in touch with you.
That's amazing. I'll put all of that information, guys, in the show notes below, so feel free and connect with us there. But, man, I'm excited for you, DJ. Thank you for sharing some wisdom with us, man.
No problem. Thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity. You guys go listen to the show. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Man, thank you. Well, appreciate you guys. Love you. Talk to you guys later.